criticism over NHL officiating is a precarious thing sometimes. How so, Johnny? Overturn a goal in a game with playoff implications for both teams for an offside that you can't really tell is there. No big deal. Nobody's going to care outside of the fan bases involved. Now miss a penalty on the league's top goal scorer when only one of the teams is going to make the playoffs. Stop the presses! Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat their longtime playoff rival, the Anaheim Ducks, by a score of 4-1 Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena. The Preds have now won 3 in a row and 5 of their last 7, perhaps turning a corner and getting back on the winning track. It's always a fight when these two teams square off against each other, whether or not it be at the beginning of the season, the midpoint, the latter point of the season, or deep in the NHL playoffs. Just over 3 minutes into the first period, the Preds' best chance up to this point was a shot from the point that Tanner Jeannot is deep in there, gets a tip on it, but it rings off the goalpost. Ducks would then create some sustained pressure, but Saros is up to the task, knowing how crucial this game will be and wanting to get the Preds ship on the right track. Just over the midway point of the first period, Sam Steele in the box for hooking Nick Cousins. Preds with the quick setup, and Mikael Granlund has the puck, and he's able to get the puck across multiple bodies from both the Ducks and Preds teams somehow too. Philip Forsberg, who quickly takes a shot on John Gibson, creates a rebound, and it comes to Matt Duchene, who's down low to John Gibson's left. He collects the rebound, shovels it home, his 28th of the season, giving the Preds a 1-0 lead. At the 8:31 mark left in the first period, Tanner Jeannot appears to make it 2-0 Preds, his first goal since the Stadium Series game, and the Preds look to be in control of this, but wait. Oh, Anaheim's challenging it for offside. Okay, well, let's see the replay. ESPN Plus shows a couple of replays, and it doesn't look offside to me. This is going to count, right? As we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and the longer we wait, I'm thinking, no, this has got to count as a goal, right? Because there's no conclusive evidence. Nope, they're calling it offside. Some way, somehow, they determined that that was offside. You know, when it comes to hockey games and professional sports overall, I don't like to be a conspiracy nut, but, you know, more and more, and with goals that were withdrawn like this, really makes me wonder if the NHL likes to keep games a little competitive, a little longer for both fan bases to watch it, if they know that it's only a 1-goal game instead of a quick 2-goal game. Because sometimes you really see the NHL stretch to find a reason not to call something a goal. Alas, the teams play on. About 3 minutes left to go in the first period. There's a rush into the zone. Michael McCarron appears. Yes, okay, it's going to be 2-0. The goal judge quickly signaled it a goal, even though the refs didn't signal in a goal, and they review it, and yeah, it hit the post, and it stayed on the line, but it stayed out. Well, at least we know conclusively that wasn't a goal, NHL. Final seconds tick off in this game as Philip Forsberg, the sneaky one, with a good defensive effort of just sitting on the goal on the ice itself, killing off the clock ultimately, and the Preds hang on to their 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. The line of Granlund, Duchene, and Forsberg has another great chance to give the Preds an extended lead and give them that 2-0 lead that they should have had with Tanner Jeannot's goal, but John Gibson is up to the task early and keeps it out. Preds with a good setup just over 5 minutes into the period with some good, crisp passing. All of the passes connecting to all of the Preds stick, ultimately landing on Roman Josis, and he takes a shot that Troy Terry just gets his stick on and deflects it, helping the Ducks escape from danger of being down 2-0. About 6 minutes into the period, it's Derek Grant who probably has one of the best chances to try and curb the momentum for the Ducks. He gets a clean-cut breakaway, but can't get the puck to settle down for him, and the Preds keep their 1-0 lead. Michael McCarron, about 8.5 minutes into the second period, with the kind of penalty you don't want to see your team take, takes a cross-checking penalty 180 feet from his own net, sending the fourth best power play in the league overall and the first best power play in the league to work with the Ducks trying to tie this game up against the Preds. But the Preds defend well and they don't give the Ducks any sustained setup time to try and tie the game. And shortly after, just over 8.5 minutes left in the second period, after Maxwell Comtost for the Ducks is unable to tie it up, you've got Mattias Ekholm coming down the left boards to John Gibson's right. He sends it to the net to number 95, Matt Duchene, who collects the pass, turns around, can sense who's behind him, and returns the favor from the first period and gives the puck to Phil Forsberg, who easily taps in one of the easiest goals he'll score this season. Past Gibson, giving the Preds a 2-0 lead. Forsberg's 28th goal of the season. Phil Forsberg is now just 4 back of tying David Leggon, 5 back of surpassing him for all-time Preds goal scorer. No word yet for sure, if asked by Preds media post-game in the locker room, if Phil Forsberg responded to the question, Mr. Feisberg, tell us how you feel. How do I feel, everybody? I feel alive! Under 4 minutes left in the middle frame, Preds with the crucial turnover. Cam Fowler has a great chance to cut into the scoring, but UC keeps it out, keeping the bagel intact for now. The Ducks are finding their second win. The Preds are trying to milk this game down so they can get into the locker room for the intermission and recover, but they give another giveaway that Sam Steele almost converts, but the Preds maintain their 2-goal lead. In the dying minutes of the second period, Robinson of the Ducks takes a crucial interference penalty on Matt Benning, and even though the Preds aren't able to convert on the ensuing power play, Michael McCarron then asks Robinson after he comes out of the box to take the toll for that hit on Benning, and Robinson obliges. The two of them get into a fight, and McCarron gets the slight edge for momentum-wise for the team and the fan base, and the Preds maintain their 2-0 lead after the second period. Preds got a little sloppy near the end of the second period, though they escaped with no goals given up. They're going to have to play almost a perfect third period to get the 2 points they're going to need to keep pace and climb up the standings in this game. Just over 4 minutes into the final frame, Tomasino with a great setup right onto the stick of Nick Cousins, who has all daylight to put it past Gibson, but Sam Steele with the perfect defensive play on Cousins' stick to prevent it from going into the yawning cage. We reach the last half of the third and final period. Preds playing well, not giving the Ducks any sustained pressure or any momentum, it would seem, to get anything past Saros. The Preds look to be home and cool. Under 8 minutes left to go in this game, the Ducks aren't seeming to show any signs of life. Heck, they only have 1 shot on goal for the entire third period up to that point, and that is triggering memories in my mind, even though I thought I had put it past me, to the Seattle game where the Preds only managed 3 shots on goal for the entire period. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the third. The Ducks seemingly catch a lucky bounce off of the backboard. The Preds do not defend well, even though you have to every second of every inch of the game. The puck comes to Adam Henrique, who gets Saros off guard. He beats him, cutting the Preds lead to 2-1, and everybody take a moment, take a breath. It's gonna be okay. No time to panic. This would be followed up by Alexander Carrier taking a holding call on Troy Terry. And the Preds are gonna have another key penalty kill to prevent the Ducks from tying this game up. And during that power play, Mattias Ekholm on a clear hits Sam Steele in the face with the puck, and I wasn't paying total enough attention to know that it was just the puck that did that, because when I see him fall in a heap, Sam Steele, and he's bleeding, I'm thinking, oh no, are the Preds going to be on a 5-on-3? Or worse, are the Preds going to have a 4-minute power play to kill and give the Ducks a great chance to tie? Nope. It was just an accident by Ekholm. Hopefully Steele is okay long term, and the Preds continue to kill off Carey's penalty, and they do. And then under 5 minutes left to go in regulation, the Preds clear the puck out, and there's Colton Sissons, who has a defender on him, so he doesn't have a clean-cut breakaway, but he gets the puck, gets just the right angle into the Duck zone, lets it rip, that might have deflected, doesn't matter. Gibson doesn't track it as it beats him. Blocker side, it's in the net. The Preds have retaken a 2-goal lead. This game is going to be over in a matter of minutes now. Preds are now up 3-1. Then, with John Gibson on the bench for the extra attacker, the man playing out of his mind this season. Come on, you didn't think you had it in him, but he's playing inspired, playing with Philip Forsberg as those two try to contest each other. First, to see who's going to break Arvidsson's franchise goal record, which is just around the corner. Don't you miss it. But can those two both hit 40? Anyways, I'm talking about Matt Duchene. He gets the empty netter, his second of the game, 29th of the season. Preds win this one 4-1. Great start by the Preds to this 5-game stretch that I warned you guys about after the San Jose victory. After winning 2 crucial games against teams lower than you in the standings, you have 2 games this weekend, back-to-back Saturday and Sunday against 2 teams above you in the standings. Not just that, in the division. Both teams are in a playoff spot. You could very well end up playing them in the spring in the playoffs, but there is no way you can play UC Saros this time of year in both of those games. He's got to take a day of rest. Personally, I would play Saros in the big Saturday morning matinee tilt against St. Louis, play Rittich Sunday afternoon in St. Paul, resting Saros for when you come back to Bridgestone Tuesday night against the Penguins. Preds did not really get any help on the out-of-town scoreboard as St. Louis won comfortably over the Rangers. But in terms of tiebreakers, perhaps if you end up tied with Minnesota, you did get a little bit of help because Detroit took them to a shootout and you won in regulation, so that is a +1 in the ROW category. Players and fans, get your rest. You're going to need it because it's basically a day and a half until your next game. Saturday morning breakfast, and then it's game time once again. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And I just want to say in closing to this Preds fan, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, he is always primed and ready to go for duck season.